This is Heather Morrison with Bold Breakthroughs, and I wanted to introduce you today to Nadiya. Nadiya and I found each other on a group on Facebook called Connection Hub. And so if you are a speaker, author, or coach, that is a phenomenal place to go to reach out to other speakers, authors, and coaches, and to find out how you can elevate each other and do some collaboration. So that's initially where Nadiya and I found each other. And I asked her to be on this series today. So let me give you her brief bio, and then we will get into chit-chatting. So Nadiya was coming from a challenged economy of Ukraine in August of 1991 with only a dream to travel and create her own destiny to become a successful entrepreneur in Dubai. So she's in the United Arab Emirates, a fight that would have not been possible without strong determination, driven by passion and a sense of self-achievement. A dream in the eye of a 19-year-old focused to make it in today's challenging world. So she's a founder of a food company. I'm going to let her pronounce the name of it, that carries social responsibility on environment across the globe. So she founded this in October of 2015, just as a registered office to being a full-fledged global trading unit in the United Arab Emirates. This journey full of struggle, challenges, setbacks, fightbacks, challenges, and excitement, a journey she would like to share on a platform to help people know that their true potentiality lies within, to help them find themselves. I'm so excited that you're here today, Nadiya. So 2 things. First of all, pronounce your last name for me.
Albischenko.
Okay, thank you. And then what's the name of your company? How do you pronounce that?
INAS EXIM, International Network for Achievable Solutions.
Okay, great. And so
Nadiya, export-import. EXIM export-import.
And so Nadiya is joining us from a restaurant, because there where she is, it's 9 o'clock at night and her kiddos are home sleeping. So,
yeah.
So if you hear restaurant noise in the background, that's what she's doing. So I really appreciate you doing what you needed to do to make it to be with us today. So thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Heather, for opportunity. And yeah, restaurant business, that's my job to supply restaurants with the food. So yeah, I decided to be away from the house, let my kids sleep, to have opportunity to see you tonight.
Yeah, awesome. So I wanted we talked about it briefly in the bio, but can you tell me about how your company came to be? Like, why did you decide to do what you're doing?
Oh, actually, it's not at all whatever I want to do in my life, but it just happened. Yeah, I always want to be an entrepreneur because I want to get freedom of my deeds. Yeah, I like to do whatever I like to do. I like creativity, and you know, the level of my creativity, sometimes people, they cannot accept it because I have always crazy ideas. Yeah. So when I travel in 1991, we moved from USSR and we become independent country as Ukraine. So the challenges of economy, changing currency, changing the lifestyle of people, a lot of challenges with currency and you know, salaries. My parents didn't have money to pay for my education. So in 2000, when I graduate, I've got a job, but my dream was always to go out from the country. So I was like, not like other kids who were playing in the yard. I was just sit and read books and studying English. And English, that was like very difficult language to learn. Nobody speaks English in my country. So I knew I needed, for the sake of that, I want to travel. So in 2005, I left to Egypt. My first job abroad was in Egypt. But in Egypt, my friends, they told me that Dubai is a land of opportunities. And you can find yourself with your power inside of you, with the eagerness of always achieve something. Dubai is a place for you. So I came to Dubai in 2006 and I started to work. I've changed a lot of jobs. I had a lot of challenges with my visa, a lot of challenges. I didn't have money and so on. So I started my corporate career. I always been like 5 years I was working with Nestle. For a few years I was working with Arnoux as a global head for to develop food service solutions. Then I moved to Lactalis to be the commercial director, but I always was thinking like, okay, if I can do this job for others, why I can't do it for myself? And in 2015, I opened my company in UK. I registered my first license in UK, but my bank account was in Lithuania. So I started to do like small trading commodities like sunflower oil, and then I realized that I can do something bigger. So I start to work on recipes to understand the market, like what market needs, what customers like this restaurant they need it. They need mozzarella to be stretchable, not burning in the oven. So what I can do from technical perspective. So I was going back and forth with manufacturers to develop products and then appoint distributors. So now I start to outsource my products from different countries, not only in Ukraine, and sell it in different countries, in Africa, in Asia, in Middle East. Yeah, that's the idea happened. But I always want to be a genetic engineer. I always was curious about aging of human body. So because I like this project, yeah, I like this idea. So in 2016, I started my degree, master degree of genetic engineering. So I graduated. I was learning what does it mean telomeres, how we are getting aged, what different concepts of aging, and how to prevent it to expand the life. So like my vision for my life, I want to create my own lab in future to work on projects how to extend our life. Yeah.
Wow.
The idea
Wow.
of food it came just because it was my career. It's just happened in life, but yeah, my always passion is genetics.
Wow. So you're using this as kind of an interim space or like a leaping pad to your launch pad to your next iteration of what it means to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and actually, why I'm working on food to define what food is healthy for our body, how we can prevent destruction of our telomeres, how we can extend our biological age versus our physical age by checking our DNA and telomeres lens. Yeah, food is good for people to extend their telomere lifespan.
Perfect. Great. So you mentioned a couple of challenges you met along the way, right? Your passport. What were some other challenges? Lack of money. What were some other challenges that you had in trying to get your current company up and running?
Being a woman in man world, my career actually, yeah, my career actually mainly guys, especially when you go to hotels, restaurants, all purchasers and chefs are men. So basically, being white blonde female in Middle East, you have to know how to manage it in the proper way. So you have to have much bigger qualities and quantities inside of you that people would, by your inner energy, they would feel who you are indeed, not what your face is showing. So yeah, that was a challenge is to convincing part to start my own business. And another challenge is once you start your own business, people they feel jealous about you. They would never support you unless like when I used to balance and being a worker in corporate and high position and open my own business. So it was okay. The moment when I moved from corporate, nobody want to support you. Like people, they want to fail. Like how can you leave? Nobody can take their step to move out and to start your own company that you don't have income. Basically, the whole your income is your company. So people, they cannot accept it. They can't.
Well, and I think a lot of that comes from them being afraid, like they're too afraid to take that step. So they project that on you, right? How could you do this? You're not going to have, and you're thinking, because I'm going to do it. It's just going to happen, right? But because they're so
Yes.
fearful, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And especially like men, like I have so many, I would not call them friends, but people with whom I used to work, they're in high positions. And I know all of them, they have companies registered on their wives because they cannot show that they are own of the company. So they cannot take that step of leaving their comfort zone. And then like small girl from Ukraine, how she can do that, move from corporate into business.
You
That's like shocking people. and
Yeah.
they can't take it.
You are such an amazing role model. That is fantastic. Yeah, I mean it's a challenge here in the States, but I have to imagine where you are, it's an even bigger challenge to be a female entrepreneur.
And the bigger challenge that I'm not in country where I have passport or I have my roots here. Basically, I came here in 2006, so everything I started looks like my life from the beginning.
And is
So
your family still in the Ukraine?
no, my family was me, and I
Oh,
brought my mom here. So my mom she's staying with me, and my dad unfortunately passed away 5 years
mm,
back. So now, and I have my grandma. I'm planning to bring her here. She's like 85 years old. Yeah, so I'm planning to bring my mom this year once
yeah, it's
pandemic
important.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's important to have your family around you. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I know that you have a couple of two children or just one child?
two two
Two
kids.
children.
Yeah, daughter of 4 years old and the boy 8 years old, and both of them on online study, so a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And what a great role model you are to your daughter, but also to your son, to show your son that women are capable of anything, right?
Yeah, my son, he's my big fan and admirer. So he knows whatever problem he has, he always run to his mom.
Of course. Of course. So I know that you've got a lot of criticism from people, but what's the biggest piece of advice, like the best piece of advice you've gotten from someone over the years?
I believe that people always have to follow their dreams. Like, don't leave dreams as a dreams because dreams can come into reality. But the biggest factor is that you have to build up a strategy and follow your strategy. It's not that the final target you have to focus on. You have to focus on how to achieve it because for a lot of people, dreams continue to be dreams because they
Yeah.
don't follow the plans and they don't build up the plans and they don't keep focus. So the
Yeah.
focus and planning and strategy is the biggest step towards your dreams to come true and to achieve it.
Yeah. I'm really glad that you brought that up because I think that people are really good about making vision boards and doing manifestation and meditation and visualization, and those are all great, but without a strategy and without actually working, it's just a dream, right? Nothing happens until you work. Like dreams don't work until you do.
Yeah, because I have so many friends, I helped so many people to come here to Dubai. Everybody see Dubai. Oh, you have Burj Khalifa, you have Palm Jumeirah, you have a car, you have a house, you have nice environment. But when they come here, they cannot tolerate the type of lifestyle here because everything here is about business. It's not that much social country. Even the type of communities build up here, like it's all commercial. You have buildings, buildings, buildings. There is no park, there is no playground area, there is no neighborhood houses. Like I hardly know my neighbors here. Recently, Dubai have done big steps to change. They start like new communities. They start to build up with a family environment, to focus about greenery, to focus about climate change. They are doing a lot cloud seeding, like artificial rains, so that the climate can be more calm. They start to build up big mountain to change to tropical, and basically they start to do a lot of farming here, so a lot of organic farms appearing in Dubai. So Dubai start to change more into families, to attract investors, to have mild climate, so basically which is good for family living. And
Mhm.
I've noticed a lot of changes for the last 3-4 years, let's say. Yeah, so I'm happy to be part of that change, and especially Dubai became my second house. Yeah, I don't have passport, unfortunately or fortunately, but I feel proud that I'm living here.
Yeah. Yeah, and that you're making it there. You're making a success out of it. That's awesome. Yeah. So what is a habit or something that you do continuously that you think has been really instrumental to your success, that's really paid off for you?
Sorry, Heather, it's got hang a little bit. I've missed your last sentence.
That's okay. So what's a habit or something that you do all the time that you think has been instrumental to your success, or that's really helped you be successful, something that you do all the time?
See, all the time I'm looking for something new and always I'm to learning. As I told you, example, I went in 2016 for education to become a genetic engineer. Then I was doing Harvard courses during pandemic on leadership skills. Then I started like beauty pageant last year where I won. I'm second runner-up of Miss Universe 2020.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh,
You can check it on Instagram. I have a lot of interviews on media or in TV and different platforms to promote. And basically, I won a title as Best Personality of 2020. So I was doing like environment project. My talent show was I done my own cartoon box dress.
I love it. Wow, you are a superwoman. Did you freeze on us?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
So,
you can. Yeah, you can see the videos, and basically, I've learned during pandemic how to do video, how to combine. Um, yeah, so I've done my own video how I done the dress, what is behind of that. So basically, it was like I was follow UN strategy for sustainability and climate change. So I've done like a totally recyclable dress with jute thread and carton boxes from warehouse where
oh,
I store my food products.
yeah, I'm going to go watch that video for sure. That is awesome. Wow. You are
Yeah.
amazing. So what's something that looking back you wish you would have done differently, or something that you're really glad that you did do?
Um, Actually, I don't want to change anything in my life because whatever I had, I became whatever I am now, and I grateful even people who tried to fail me in my life because if they wouldn't done, I wouldn't be that resilient in my life. I had a lot of betrayals. I've been rejected so many times in my life, but I never took it as a negative point. I'm type of person, I don't focus about the problem where I have. I direct start to think like, okay, what else, how I can do it, how I can improve it, what ways out I have it. And like I always thinking for different solutions, and different solutions, sometimes it's crazy solutions, which people they cannot accept. And majority of time at my work, my bosses cannot understand because like when they tell me like, okay, this is the problem what we have, or I have a problem, I would tell something like totally different, like nobody would expect that it can be solved this way. Yeah, so I always creative, but I don't want to change anything.
Love it.
I am happy.
Yeah, it made you who you are today, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had said something about you're always doing something in terms of learning something. So do you listen to podcasts, or is there a book series that you like, or is there an author that you like? I just like to hear what's feeding people's brains right now.
Yeah, there is a Harvard courses which sometimes they do it for free. So I was studying since my subject always like I'm into genetics. So I've been focused during pandemic on neuroscience. Our brain is working on our memories, and I was studying mitochondria because females they have more DNA than male. Our DNA mainly in mitochondria, which males they don't have. So how it's make us different from them? Yeah. So that's one part of learning. Another one, I always into law and to understand how countries work and how economies of different countries, like checking different options, how to open company in different countries, how offshore companies are working, banking system. So basically everything, whatever connected to my job, sometimes studies on my products about cheese, about proteins, how we digest the food, how it's coming to our body, how our DNA getting replicated, how it's grabbing our proteins in the body. Yeah, and I do a lot of crafting. I think you saw it on Facebook, and I'm teaching my kids. It's not only with seashells, like I do knitting, I do with art crafts on the material. So basically, I do a lot of stuff and I like it. But the problem is I don't have much time because I have two kids now on online study and they're on blended learning, one going to school, another one coming back. And now I'm taking care of family by myself. My husband, he's in Egypt. Yeah. So on weekend, I always try to take my kids out and I'm doing classes for them. So we study history of UAE and heritage of UAE. So we visit museums, we are going to archaeological sites, we are study different type of tribes who used to live here, how economy of UAE was built. So my daughter, she's 4 years old. She already know what does it mean pearls, how the people used to dive and get them, how country became rich with oil, and how country is developed now based on tourism. So my kids are always amazed because every weekend they know we go somewhere for a learning experience.
Yeah. And I love that you're passing the love of learning onto your kids.
Yeah, and they love it. And they know that every weekend we are going to somewhere different. My daughter now knows, like for her, like hotel, it's some kind of entertainment. Like, mom, which hotel will go?
Wow. That's just fantastic. And what a great experience for your kids to have, right?
Yeah, we are learning now like sea animals. So that's why, like you notice, like my last few weeks work always into seashells. So we are studying escalopes. We are studying like conch shells, different shades, and we travel different beaches because in each beach you have different color of the shells. It depends on ecosystem where it's collected from. So some of them, which is artificial beach, you can find more white shells because there is no seaweed in the sea. So it gives you different shades of colors. And then we travel different emirates. We collect different shells because it gives us the colors into our crafting. So they know from which emirate now we can collect which shells, depend on mangrove trees where it's growing, or depend on seaweed. So the colors are different, the type of shells are different. So we are studying each one of them. We are drawing, and then they're writing downstairs, like to memorize the names. Yeah. So,
I think
and
you,
before maybe like few weeks back, we were study archaeological sites like Mleiha, Museum of Asian tribes of UAE. Basically, a lot of people they think that UAE doesn't have history because it's a young country. It was from 1971, but actually it's an Asian country and country which had a lot of trading experience with India, and apparently here was Indian currency dominant. Yeah, so I like to study history and I like also passionate to give this knowledge to my kids. So when they're
mhm.
growing, I want them really like different way, different experiences for them to know because they don't have country now. They are like born in America. They have American passports. They are mom from Ukraine. They are dad from Egypt. So I'm teaching them also history of Ukraine. I'm showing them Egyptian pyramids and how pyramids is built. And, yeah. So we are multicultural family.
I guess so. I guess so. I know that you talked about that you were looking at kind of shifting a little bit into some other focus, but I know that I was watching a YouTube video that you or a Facebook video that you had done that was talking about doing cutlery, like recyclable cutlery.
Yes, but yeah, I'm working on project of launching factory in UAE for biodegradable cutlery. Basically, the idea is behind it to follow climate change strategy because a lot of plastic damage in our life if you get it exposed to the sun. So the decay of the plastic will take around 100 years, and it's not only the
Did you freeze? Did I
yeah,
lose you?
I'm okay
Oh, there
now.
you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the decay of the plastic will take around 100 years to biodegrade into the earth, and on top of that, it would expose to green gases. With the heating from the sun, it would be a methane gas, which is like destroying our ozone layer. Yeah, no protection from the sun, and then we have global warming. Yeah, so basically, the plastic is the biggest challenge which UN is facing. So that's what I was thinking. Like to remove a plastic, we have to create something biodegradable, where we can launch it in Emirates. I have very good contacts with Emirates Airlines and Emirates Flight Catering, which is the biggest catering company in the world.
Mhm.
I'm supplying currently products to them, and I have good relation, and I know they need this kind of product. So yeah, I'm working, and I was looking for investor. So I already finished my project, and I'm participating in a lot of events, how to find an investor to invest. So yeah, I'm working on that currently.
You have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
on
of
top of
stuff
that,
going on.
I'm writing book now. Yeah, so
Oh my
quite nice. Yeah.
gosh. Wow. Wow. You are probably one of the most multifaceted people I think I've ever met. You have so much stuff going on, and you have such a diverse background of where you've come from, and also the big, large vision of where you're going to go. I love that. I love that. And all because you stepped out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, actually, you know, once you start a company, you change your way of thinking. I don't know, maybe it's just for me, but yeah, I'm thinking differently, and especially when you have a kids, you already have a responsibility, and that responsibility you have to fulfill. And to fulfill it, like you have to link all your job towards your family. So basically, I try, like sometimes my son coming with me at work, sometimes he's checking what I'm doing. So I'm trying to teach him like what does it mean cargo, what does it mean shipments, how ship. Sometimes I'm showing him what is my job about. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm in process of writing book with my business partner. Um, Basically, yeah, we have common projects together, but we have independent entities.
I love that. So speaking of things to share with people, do you have anything that you'd like to share with people, like a piece of advice or a place where they could go online to find out more about you or how to work with you? Or
I have LinkedIn profile.
I could put that down below. I'll put that down below the video, that, and I'll put the link to your Facebook page as well.
Yeah, I have Facebook, I have Instagram page.
Okay.
And I have LinkedIn profile, and I have my company website.
Perfect. I'll put that down there below as well.
Yeah, basically what I do consolidation of food items, so I can supply anywhere in the world. Like, for example, in Africa, people, they want mix assorted container. I can do all of that. From Ukraine as well, from Dubai. Different
Okay.
kind of products, and I can develop also products and specific recipes for people who is in need, like for QSR change or hotel change. I can do private labels. I can do whatever they want. Just name it, whatever concern to the food, I can do it.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for being here today. Speaking of kids, I know that you've got a couple kiddos at home that you probably want to get back to. So I really, really appreciate the fact that you were here today. First of all, I love your story and your background and where you're going and how you're getting there is just so inspirational to this audience. And I really appreciate you being here today, Nadiya.
Thank you so much, Heather, for inviting me. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Of course.
if anyone need a help or guidance, I always open for networking.
We really appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to Nadiya in terms of, like I said, we met on Connection Hub, and it's all about the collaboration, not the competition, right? So reach out to other people, find out what they're doing in their lives, and go seek them out for information. And so we'll put all your stuff down below so people can find you that way.
Thank you so much, Heather.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Go enjoy your
You too.
kiddos. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.